intro nature to everybody here today, so it's going to be very, very intro in nature. We're going to be going over a lot of different things. Some might be repetitive to some, but at the end of the day, it's always good to refresh yourself on previously known facts about trading Forex, because the more education you have, the more you know when it comes to trading Forex, the ultimate risk diminishes when it comes to trading. When it comes to trading, anybody in the market will tell you that this is an investment that you're making. This is not a service you're buying. This is not a pair of clothes or anything like that. You're investing in yourself. The money that you put into Currency House and the money that you put into your own account balance here is going to be an investment in yourself. You're looking to better yourself with this trading environment. So it's really an investment that you're making, and with any investment that you make in life, there's always going to be a degree of risk that comes as a result of that. If anybody promises you an investment with zero risk, that person's lying to you, 100%. If there was ever an investment with zero risk, everybody in the world would be rich, right? There's always going to be a degree of risk when it comes to trading in the online community, but the way you obviously mitigate that risk is by further education. And that's what we help you with at Currency House. We want to make sure you guys are as educated as possible, because at the end of the day, we only make money when you guys make money. So we want to make sure that you guys are all making money. So for today's agenda, to help you guys get more educated, we're going to show you how to get started. Very simple stuff. That's basically going to be just how to log on to the platform, how to use your account in the proper way. Very, very simple stuff. We're then going to show you guys how to place a trade on the platform. We're going to be doing this all in live time too. I'm going to be switching back and forth to the platform here. In some instances, the mouse might jump around too quick. I'm going to try to use this little spotlight tool that I have here. You guys can see it's a little fancy spotlight. That will hopefully make things a little clearer. I have to switch back and forth though from my cursor to my spotlight. So if I'm going a little bit too fast, maybe just jot it down and ask me at the end of the webinar to help you with anything that was unclear. So we're going to show you guys how to get started. We're going to show you guys how to place a trade. Then we're going to show you how to manage the risk on that trade. So that might seem a little bit overly burdensome to some new traders out there, but it really isn't. When it comes to managing risk on a certain trade, it's a really simple process that you can do, and that basically is just to ultimately place a stop loss and a take profit, which is very, 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 very simple. So in the Xstation, because it is a very modern, very, very modern platform, it really allows us to place that stop loss and that take profit with the ultimate ease, the most ease in any trading scenario, I would think, in my opinion. We're then going to show you guys if those two steps are at all too confusing, how to use binary options trading. I'm sure almost all of you out there have heard of binary options trading. It's becoming quite huge. Millions of people do it across the globe, and the reason why millions of people do it across the globe is because of the ultimate simplicity of it. Literally, you're just pressing one button and you can see the countdown on the trade, and you know if you're in the money, you're out of the money. You don't need to worry about candlestick charts or anything like that. It's ultimately just click and go. Very simple. So that's why a lot of people do it, and we're going to actually show you guys how to do a couple of those trades. We're going to show you guys some of the terminology that you're going to be seeing in binary trading and ultimately go from there. We're then going to take it one step further and ultimately showing you guys how to predict market movements. So at the end of the day, when you trade on the Forex side of the menu, it's going to be 50-50, right? You're either betting that the currency or commodity is going to be going up or down in value, so it's always going to be 50-50. But if you're predicting the market, that helps your odds, right? That takes it from 50-50 to maybe 80-20 to maybe 75-25. If you can predict the market with accuracy, that's how you make money. That's why there's these millionaires out there that you've heard have beat the system, that have won, that have become these massive traders that have made millions. These guys know how to predict the market. So if you know how to predict the market, you're definitely bettering yourself as a trader. Again, these are basically touching on all of our individual webinar offers that we run on a day-to-day basis with Currency House. They're going to be started a little more frequent. Also, if you do have a live account, then you're going to be kind of privy to a lot more webinars than you wouldn't be elsewise. Also, at the end of the webinar, make sure you stick around, because we're going to be offering everybody a exclusive kind of treat or gift from Currency House for attending this webinar and sticking around to the very end. So make sure to do that. Okie dokie. So getting started. So as all know, this is the first screen that's really going to pop up as soon as you log into the Currency House online trading platform, right? So you're going to go to currencyhouse.com. You're going to go, let's do this right here for you guys. So currencyhouse.com. Let's allow it to load up here. This is the online website. Perfect, looking fancy. If you guys have an account, obviously, if you don't have an account, you just go to open an account here, live or demo. If you have a live or demo, you go to log in, ultimately pick if you have a live or demo. I'm going to do a live account today. We're going to go to our live account here. Give it a second or two to load up. We are going to use our secret password to log in. I'm going to give it a second or two. Everything is based off a cloud platform that we offer here at Currency House. There's no need to install the software on your computer. All you need to do is just go to the website and log in with your credentials, and it's going to log up right in front of you. So just like that, we're going to see our platform login. It's very quick stuff for the amount of information that it has to process. The bandwidth is huge. So, but it all kind of transforms very, very carefully because of the amount of tech support that we have on our operating end here at Currency House. So this is the platform. As you can see, it's basically the exact same screen that we had in the webinar on the PowerPoint presentation that we have going on in the background right now. You see that basically there's a couple different things going on. This is a candlestick formation for a specific currency pair. So it's a candlestick formation because you can kind of see they look like candles more or less, right? You can kind of see the little candlestick patterns coming out right here. These represent the overall time of a commodity or a currency going up or down in value. So you can see here that it's a 30-minute. So that means that each of these little candlesticks represent 30 minutes. If they're blue, that means that it actually appreciated during that 30-minute time frame. If it's white, that means it depreciated. You can see this huge white space here where the GPB JPY collapsed. Okay, so let's go to a very commonly traded pair, Euro USD. So what is Euro USD? That's a question that will literally come up all the time, especially if you're a newer trader to the platform. It's very difficult for a lot of individuals to understand why there's two currency pairs in a specific currency when you're trading it. And this is going to be a little confusing to some individuals. If it's confusing at all, you can always hop on the commodity side of things. You know, oil, you're trading oil, silver, gold. If you look on the left-hand side here, you can see the current value they're at and the spread. It's very affordable and very simple. It's basically just the US dollar price of a commodity at any given time. It's going to go up or down in value. For a currency, it's different. When you're examining a currency like the euro, if you're just examining the euro, it's always going to be equal to 1 euro. It's never going to fluctuate. A euro is always equal to a euro, right? It's not like oil that has a certain value attached to it. So the only way that the euro is going to fluctuate in value is if you're comparing it to another currency. So I hope that made sense. The only way that the euro or any other currency for that matter is going to fluctuate in value is if you're comparing it to another currency. So right now we're looking at what the value of a euro is when it's compared to the US dollar. So exactly how many euros does it take for us to purchase how many US dollars does it take for us to purchase a euro, right? So it takes exactly $1.13, right? See this amount on the right here. I'm just going to move my webinar so I can see the actual value. $1.13.31, so that's kind of just the percentage. It's basically a fraction of a cent. It takes us exactly that amount in dollars to purchase a euro. So if we look at USD CAD, for example, we can see that the US dollar has shifted sides. It's now in front. So this is the charts examining the value of a US dollar. So it's the value of the US dollar when compared to Canadian dollars. So how many Canadian dollars does it take for us to purchase a single US dollar? Well, right now it takes about $1.2538. Okay, so it's about $1.25 Canadian to purchase a US dollar right now on the market. So I hope that made sense, guys. Again, this is just to kind of help explain things to traders that might have had the question mark in their head. This is probably reiteration to a few. If it is still confusing, this is just going to require some practice. It's just like anything in life. The more you practice it, the more it makes total sense. Okay, so hopefully that made sense to you guys. That is ultimately the first step when becoming a trader, is kind of knowing the basics of that kind of stuff, okay? So let's hop back on the platform, or sorry, on the PowerPoint here. So that's getting started, okay? Now we're going to show you guys how to place a trade on the Forex side of the menu. So let's hop back on to the platform here, and we're going to show you guys exactly how to place it. But let's just take a look at this right now. So this is just a zoomed in feature of what I was previously on there. I was previously on Euro USD, right? So this again is examining the overall value of the euro in US dollars. So right now at this time, it was much less. You needed only $1.06 US to purchase a euro at that time, right? So this is a really good example of a profitable trade on the platform. You see that when you place the trade, there's going to be this orange dotted line. That represents a trade that has been placed on the platform. You can kind of see here, I'm going to get my spotlight out so I don't lose any of you. You can kind of see right there, there's a buy in orange. You kind of maybe have to put your face against the monitor, but you can see that there's a buy that's orange right there, okay? That means that this individual has gone long, as we call it. They've gone long on Euro USD. They have bought it, meaning they want the value of Euro USD to go up. If the value of Euro USD goes up, this trader makes bank, okay? So as you can see here, the orange line was created at this mark right here. So the trader had a bit of a roller coaster ride. It went down, it went down, it went up a little bit, then it went down big time. But right here, it spiked, and that was perfect. Now the trader is profitable by this amount. So that all of that is profit for the trader right now. And you can see that if you look down here, the $1.66. I'm going to get off the spotlight because you guys can't see down there right now, or I can at least. Go back here. So you can see right down here the trade. It was 0.2 lots. That's basically one of the smallest trades you can place. It was placed very small. It was a buy, and you can see that the profit right now is $166 that this trader made because it jumped up by almost 100 pips. So it jumped up by a good amount. See, whenever we refer to a pip is the difference between these last two numbers. So you can see here that it's almost 100 pips. It's just below that. It's just about 84 pips it jumped up. So because of that, that 84 pips basically spells $166 in profit for this trader. So that is the short, long and end of it. When it comes to trading, when you buy something, you want it to ultimately jump up in value. When you sell something, you want it to go down in value. And that's exactly what you're doing as a trader on the Forex side of the menu. When you buy something, you want it to go up. When you sell something, you want it to go down. Buying is typically referred in the trading community as going long. Selling is referred to as going short. Okay, so let's hop back on the platform to show you guys how that's done. So we're on the platform now. Let's look at USD CAD's a little boring. Let's look at Euro USD. That's jumping like crazy. Okay, so Euro USD. Let's see here. So let's say that we think that the euro is going to be going up in value in the near term. Okay, so the euro is going to be going up. This white line is going to continually go up. So if you guys ever want to place a trade and go long, meaning you're predicting the value is going to keep on climbing, this candlestick is going to keep on going up and up and up, that means you want to buy it. So if you buy it, that's always going to be this blue button right here, okay? This juicy blue button, that means you're going long on the particular value. You want it to be going up in value, okay? So 0.1 is the absolute smallest contract you can take on the platform. 0.1 lot contract, that's the smallest. I definitely recommend for a lot of people, if their balance is under, let's say about $2,000 or $3,000, I definitely recommend placing these trades, especially if you're newer. Once you get the hang of it, you can start making bigger trades that make more value, okay? So let's go ahead and place a 0.1 lot trade here. So all I did there was I clicked on the blue line and pressed OK, and I just created the position. Very, very quick, very, very simple, okay? So the position has been struck, and it's open right now on our platform. Okay, you can see that it's a buy position. That buy is right there, just like it was on the menu, just like it was in the last PowerPoint, and it's an orange dotted line that's going across the system right now. Okay, so we want this white line to be above the orange line, and if it is, that means our profit is going to turn positive right here. So hopefully by the end of the webinar, we see some profit on this account, which would be awesome if we can walk away from this webinar with some money in our pockets. Okay. So let's hop back on the platform, or the PowerPoint. Sorry, I keep messing that up, and let's keep moving forward. Okay, so managing risk. So this is a stop loss and a take profit. Very, very important to make a stop loss and a take profit because it's really going to manage the amount of risk or exposure that you have in the market whenever you make a trade. So whenever you make a trade, you're going to have this orange dotted line. Okay, just like we did just a second ago, we created that buy and we got that orange dotted line coming up, right? Then once you click on the orange dotted line, you're going to be prompted by this blue dotted line and this white dotted line, which you're going to be able to drag and drop. What a stop loss does, and a take profit for that matter, both are the inverse, is that if the value of the currency or commodity hits a given level that you specify, the trade is either going to close and you're going to lose a minimal amount of money, not as much as you could have lost if you weren't present at the screen, or you're going to take your profit and run away. Because if the market value jumps and you're not currently at the screen, maybe you've gone, back to work, or you've gone home, or you're walking your dog or whatever, it's not realistic to think that you're going to be able to just sit at your screen all day and watch the screen. You want the market to either close off and capture all that profit that you just gained, or close at the position before you incur too much of a loss. And that's exactly what stop loss and take profit does. It's very, very important because, like I said, the market is either going to go up or down. Okay, it's always going to be 50-50. So if you ensure that your stop loss and your take profit are always there, you're always going to stand to gain on a certain trade that you placed. So let's go ahead and jump back onto the platform and show you guys exactly how to do that. So again, we're back at our Euro USD chart that we just made the trade in. So in order to make that stop loss and take profit, again, you just simply put your cursor over the orange dotted line here, and you're going to see the stop loss and take profit come up. There's no need to adjust it manually with numeric values. You simply just click on the orange dotted line and you're going to see this blue and white dotted line come up. The blue dotted line represents the stop loss. So let's place that first. So how much are we absolutely willing to lose on this trade? Okay. You always want to make sure that it's about 50 pips. If it's about 50 pips, that's generally a good spot for your stop loss. So let's drag it down. Let's say about 25 pips, just so it's not too much. 50 pips should be the absolute minimum, or sorry, maximum that you're dragging it down to. So let's drag it down just so it's near the end of that candlestick there. So it's going to say stop loss at that level. Just click yes. And you're going to see it hit like that. Okay. Now let's drag our take profit up. And if you ever lose it, just you simply click on it again. So as we drag it up, if you take a look at this value right here, you're going to see that value continually go up, because that is what we would stand to gain if the market hits that value. Okay, so let's drag it up about 30 pips and release and click yes. So now we have our stop loss and our take profit currently set on the system. So now, honestly, we can just leave this. We don't have to look at the chart anymore. And we are assured that if the price of the euro jumps to that level, the trade is going to naturally close in the system, and all of that profit is going to go back into our account balance. Okay? This just allows you to just totally walk away from the trade. Just walk away from the platform, and you basically have this little guy in the platform that's working for you that will close the trade on your behalf, or get rid of the trade so you don't lose too much. Because if you don't have that stop loss in place and the market just tanks and drops, then you stand to lose a lot of dough. So we don't want that. We want you to make sure you get out of the trade and kind of minimize your loss. Only lose what you're willing to lose, right? Very important when it comes to trading. So, so that is that basically. That's the only 3 things you really need to know how to properly execute a Forex trade. And although the Forex side of the menu may see a little daunting to those individuals that have just jumped onto the platform, it really isn't at the end of the day. It's just a matter of either going long on something or going short on something, the red or the blue, and just pressing that line and then dragging your stop loss and take profit up or down to ensure that you're willing to lose a certain amount and gain a certain amount as well. And then if you do that, you can leave the platform alone. You can go walk your dog. You can go to work, monitor your trade on your smartphone, anything like that. It's very simple. So that's about it for Forex. So let's go ahead and go back to the presentation here and look at binary trading. So binary, if you guys thought that was confusing, well, don't worry, because there's always binary trading. Binary trading is the easiest thing to do in the world. So all you're doing with binary trading is you're going to have a chart like this. So if you guys thought Euro USD was too confusing, well, let's just look at gold. Gold's easy. What's the price of gold currently? It's always going to be in US dollars. An ounce of gold, what is the value of an ounce of gold? So when you're investing on the platform, when you're doing binary, all you simply do is a couple of things, okay? You pick the amount you're willing to invest. How much are you willing to invest or bet on this trade? You click your expiry time, and then you press up or down, okay? So you can see that during the actual live scale of a binary chart, this is going to be moving. This is going to be jumping around, okay? This white line is going to be just jumping around like crazy. And if you bet up, this means that you want the actual value of gold to be higher than 1205.70 within a certain expiry time, okay? So with Euro USD, you can see that the individual pressed up here. That's why this blue line was struck. That means you want this white little market line to be above the blue line within the expiry time that you pick. And if it is, you walk away with your payout, and you get that payout on the binary. Alternatively, if you click down, you want the white market line to be below the red line within a certain expiry time, and if it is, you get your payout again. So very simple stuff again. Let's go ahead and hop onto the binary side of the platform just to show you guys just how easy it is. So let's hop on to options. So again, if you guys saw that, I just was on the side of my menu here. Forex is up here, options is down here. That's the two things we're looking at today. There's always the ability to go on X Social. We're going to cover that at a later time. Okay, so we got some binary charts up here. They're just a little bit more squished, as you can see, than that was on the presentation before. So let's pick our investment for Euro USD, and let's make it a little bit cleaner here. Let's only get a couple open. Hopefully they adjust. Okay, so we got our chart for Euro USD right here. So as you can see, Euro USD is at definitely a bit of a high. Alternatively, USD franc, that's the Swiss franc right there, CHF, is at a bit of a low. So let's do the opposite here. Let's bet that within a little bit bigger of an expiry time, let's say maybe 5 minutes, Euro USD is going to be up. Let's see if we can get a better, this is going to expand. Okay, perfect, that's great. So we got our Euro USD chart up right here. We got Euro USD right at the top. Let's get a bit of an expiry time, about 5 minutes here, and let's go ahead and bet $100. And we're going to guess that within this 5-minute and 40-second expiry time, the value of Euro USD is actually going to be below 1.13333. Okay? So let's go ahead and do that. Strike that. Just like that, it's below. Okay? So we're going to happen is if that white line is below the red line within that expiry time of 5 minutes, we're going to walk away with $190 in our pocket. Okay? So this is also going to be a bit of a experience. So if you guys ever want to restore factory settings, if you lose your charts or whatever, there's going to be the 3 white dotted line here. That's your settings tab. So simply click that. You're going to see settings come up. Press on settings and just go restore default layout. And you're going to see some more charts come up here. Okay, perfect, great. So right now, we're not quite in the money right now, but it's a good thing that we got a higher expiry time. We just got to hope that this white line gets below that one expiry mark that we have right here. It's just hovering around it right now. And that's the beauty of binary trading. You can go, you can make an investment as low as $20 if you want, and you'll find yourself just staring at the screen, yelling at for the market to just drop in value because you want it so bad. So let's go ahead and move back to the platform just a bit, and we're going to show you guys exactly how to predict the market. So we're hopping back on a Forex. You can see that we're only down about $1.20. It's not too bad. It seems like the Euro's been on a bit of a tear lately, so hopefully we should be making some money on this trade eventually. Okay, so while that's loading up, let's hop back on here. Okay, so predicting the market. So what moves the market? You may understand how to make a trade and you may understand how to mitigate your risk, but ultimately what moves the market at the end of the day? Well, it's very simple stuff. What moves the market is primarily fundamental analysis, which is when you're looking at news events. So big market-making news events always moves the market. It's always going to affect the country's currency. It's always going to make these massive dips that you see here, like this huge one on USD JPY. This was a result of a major news announcement that came out. As you see here, Japan made a monetary policy statement, and the Bank of Japan made an interest rate decision very close to each other. That was very, it would have been early my time this morning, in the middle of the night for most traders out there, and if you're in North American trading hours. So basically the Bank of Japan, they were widely expected that they were going to almost introduce negative interest rates into the equation to help spur this struggling Japanese economy that a lot of traders have been fearing. So Japan yen was making a very horrible run. It was valued at about 111 yen to purchase a single US dollar. So that's a lot, 111 yen to purchase a single US dollar at this time frame. But then all of a sudden the Bank of Japan said that they weren't going to introduce negative interest rates. So all of these traders that were freaking out about the yen decided to put their money back into the yen, because the Bank of Japan basically said, look, we're not that bad. The economy's great. No one needs to freak out. So because of this statement, the yen appreciated like crazy and jumped a huge amount. And this happened just the other day. If you were on the end of this trade and you were have gone short right at this level, you would have been walking away with so much money, it would have been crazy. So that is what moves the market. So you can see these policy statements coming up in the near future, and then if you look to either get on one side or the other of the trade, you can stand to make a whole bunch of money. And that's exactly what we do at Currency House every day with the morning brief, with the trade signals that we sent out, with our day-to-day coaching that we help traders. This kind of analysis is exactly what our specialty is and exactly what we try to help you guys with. We want you to understand the market, and we want you guys to make money. So this is how you make money, predicting the market and looking at the economic calendar that's coming up, and that's proprietary on our platform as well. So where can you find the economic calendar? Very simple. Again, we're back on the platform right now. Let's go ahead and take a peek at this. So the economic calendar is right here. I'm going to get my spotlight out so you guys can see it. That's the economic calendar right here. So you only got to click on calendar, and you're going to be able to see a big laundry list of news events coming out. So this is the calendar right here. Give it a second to pop up. You're going to be seeing a lot of stuff. Okay, so if something's white, that means it's not too important. Low impact, low volatility. Yellow means medium. Red means high. Red is what you want to see. So you can see this is exactly what we were looking at on the PowerPoint. All of this Japanese data that came out earlier today. So you're going to be able to scroll through this at your own whim, see dates coming up. You know, what's the high impact day. Then you can jump on and say, hey Matt, I noticed Wednesday next week's looking pretty crazy. What do you recommend? What do you think is going to happen? Well, so-and-so, you know, here at Currency House, we think this and that. So that's something you're going to have access to. If you're a trader at Currency House, you're going to have us on WhatsApp. You're going to have us on Skype. You're going to have the ability to, on a regular basis, allow us to help out. So just to reiterate that, red means it's high impact. So it means it's going to have a very high impact on the market. So like that BOJ rate decision we were just talking about, that's very high. This might help a little bit for traders that are still confused. Let's hop back on the platform. For those of you that are not as new, you'll already know about this, but the biggest market-making movement out there, and the thing that moves the market the most, is always non-farm payrolls from the United States. Canada and the United States always releases their employment data at the first Friday of every month. So good for us. The month is about to end. So next Friday, we're going to see a lot of employment data come out in the Canadian dollar and the US dollar, which translates to USD CAD. USD CAD is the comparison of a US dollar and Canadian dollars, as we just saw. So USD CAD is always very highly affected on Friday. And as you can see, look at all the red. There is so much red on this date, and it's all in relation to US and Canada. All employment change, all unemployment rate, that has such a massive effect on the country's currency denominations, and such a massive economic thermometer, as we call it, for the current conditions of the market. So this next Friday is going to be huge. You're going to see a lot of traders getting on board. You're going to see a lot of traders profiting, and you're going to see a lot of help from Currency House next week, big time. So that's about it for us, guys. We really hope you enjoyed today's session. As you can see, our euro is jumping back right now. Hopefully we can get in the money. It's at $1. It's jumping around like crazy. Looks like we're experiencing a little volatility. It's getting up to that line though. It seems like it's all blue though for this candlestick, so it's just a matter of time before we start seeing this huge little bump here and make a little bit of money off that. We really hope that webinar made sense, guys, and obviously we do have a surprise for you though. We are offering you guys, I'm sure some of you know out there that we offer 100% bonuses maybe once a month or so. We didn't offer very many lately, so we're offering a 100% bonus only to you guys right now. So it's only going to be available to you guys, and it's only going to be available for the first 20 individuals because there's so many of you right here right now, and this costs us money whenever we do this as the company. We're only going to offer this 100% bonus to the first 20 people that send us a message asking for it. So you can see in that chat box, if you want to drop down your name and the fact that you're interested in taking advantage of the bonus, we'll send you an email with the results, or sorry, with the instructions. But this is going to allow you to double up whatever your deposit is. If you want to deposit $100 into a trading account, we're going to double that for you. Okay, we're going to put $100 of our own money into your trading accounts. You can start trading right away. So we're only offering it to the first 20 people, okay, because we can't afford to do more than that because it's very expensive for us to do that. So whenever we do these bonuses, it's always on a limited basis. Drop your name into the chat box and we will make sure to get a rep on you immediately. Alternatively, if you want to just email info@currencyhouse with the amount you'd like to deposit, you can also do that as well. So make sure to do that. Like I said, there's a lot of you guys in this webinar today, so it's going to run out pretty quickly, I would think. So we're only going to do it for the first 20 individuals that drop us a note. But like I said, guys, this is huge. It's really going to help you guys out when it comes to trading if you get advantage of this bonus. Also, you're at a perfect time because next week is non-farm payrolls. So it's going to give you a little bit of time to get used to the system and then take advantage of what could be a massive profit potential in terms of the non-farm payrolls coming out next week. So don't delay with this bonus, guys. Make sure to jump on it. I could already see a bunch of messages coming in for it, so don't delay. And if you do have any questions, please feel free to drop me a line right now. I will do my best to answer any questions you have. If you're worried about the question being too stupid, don't worry about that. There's no such thing as a stupid question. Also, nobody else can see your question if you type it into the chat box. Only I can see it. So no one will know who you are. No one will know who's asking. Don't worry about that. So, but we really hope you enjoyed today's session, guys. From all of us at Currency House, we really hope to see you out there making profits. And honestly, guys, all the best, and we'll see you next time. Hey, so somebody's asking what's the difference between obviously the red, the yellow, and the white for the webinar that we just went over. Very simple stuff. The